Paris rescue met the bar witness said tears fled the head. I'm waiting, I guess she tweeting, I guess she confess. She thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says best to get spontaneous. Our stereotype put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve. It works. Skyline as a rise like fireworks. Smell through the back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of After the Storm. Of course, celebrating the Thunder's 119-107 victory over the Nuggets at Denver, which ironically was our first win in 7 tries there, which is the last 7 times we played there. I think it's since 2017, which is pretty good. When I looked at this game, I kind of earlier today on my show, The Unpopular Hour, I talked about the game. It kind of gave you kind of a preview of what I thought was going to happen, gave all my predictions as far as what our keys of the game should be, and I think the Thunder followed that well. It was try to contain Jokic as much as you possibly can, cut down on the turnovers, don't fall in love with the three, take care of the basketball, move without the ball, try to finish more at the rim, and then also more than anything is try to keep the lane, cut the lane off, and not let them keep them in front of us. So the Thunder did a very good job, and so I was really pleased with that. But the Thunder are now 20-42 with 21 games left. The Nuggets are 36-26. They're still 6th in the West, of course. But I thought, for us, being down without Giddey, Dort, Favors, Robinson, Earl, Williams, and Wiggins, I didn't know how well we would do because of that simple thing. I was like, man, we're down. I don't know how well we're actually going to do tonight. So, but the Thunder came out very quickly. The Denver have 6 straight wins. We've lost 8 of our last 10. But, like I said, we didn't have SGA, and we're 2-2 since he got back. So a few of those wins, probably of those losses, we would at least won 4 to 5, maybe 6 of those games. I feel like we would have won those games. That's just me personally. What I thought if SGA had been there, he would have been able to finish at the end of those games, and we did not have a finisher. Josh Giddey was still trying to figure out what he was doing. Dort was trying to take over that role, but he's just not ready for that. He can't do that at this particular point. That doesn't say he won't be able to, but right now he can't take that role over, and thank God SGA is back because he can close out games. Now, this is interesting. The Thunder, like I said, are 20-42. 11 wins have been on the road, and this was our 3rd straight victory on the road. Isn't that crazy? We have 9 wins at home and 11 wins on the road. So what that tells me is that our team focuses more when we're on the road than we do at home. And I think that that's one of the things that we're going to have to improve on as a team. I mean, we're going to have to improve on that. We're going to have to get better at winning at home. And what does that mean? That means fans. You don't have, when you're on the road, you have to pick yourself up. You don't have that many fans. We're not like the Lakers, or we're not like the Celtics and things like that have tons, or Mavericks. They have tons of people who follow them. San Antonio, they follow them all over the place. So no matter what city you're in, you're almost like you're playing a home game. And I think that's the difference. The Thunder's got to do better job of that at home. And fans, guys, go to the games. Be supportive of the team. They need help. I mean, because you got to figure, if we got 11 wins at home, 11 wins on the road, 9 at home, think if we had our home crowd like we used to. Our record would be somewhere around probably, 28, 29 games, maybe 30 games right now. Contending. So, like I said, we're not that far off, and I've been saying that. And SARS, he's a nice little addition, and he is a big man, and Roby's coming on. I've always liked Isaiah Roby. But, Robinson Earl was clearly the better starting person and played more simply because at practice he obviously produced more than Roby did. But now that he's had a chance to come back, and he had a great game. What did he have, like 24 tonight? So he's done a very good job, and I've liked him. I've always liked him. I still think he's a little soft inside. And DeMarcus Cousins just dominated him, dominated Pocheski, Poco, or Husars, whomever we had in there. He's just a bully. He's going to do whatever the hell he wants. And, that's why he was one of the greatest players in the NBA, probably top 20, top 15, before he got hurt, before he tore his ACL. And then since then, he hasn't been the same player. But, unfortunately for him, he got hurt right before he was supposed to sign his max deal. And unfortunately, he never got a chance to get that $150 million or $60 million payday that he would have gotten had he not tore his ACL. But he doesn't play for us, so That's them. Anyway, I looked at what the Thunder. I thought I was very impressed with them. We got off to a quick start, which I thought was good. I think we smacked Denver in the face. I don't think they were expecting that. I mean, they sit there and they looked at, okay, you got what? Who are we playing tonight? The Thunder. They're what? And they've got who playing and who's on the bench. And I think they took us lightly. And SGA and everybody came out. We just smacked them in the face, knocking down threes right off the bat. And we got a 9-2 run just to start the game. And I think we smacked them in the face. But that being said, I've always been a proponent of whoever's starting quick doesn't mean you're going to finish quickly. Just because you start the game quick doesn't really mean anything to me. I've seen too many times that a team starts quickly and then all of a sudden, boom, they come back. But, a 7-point lead is different than I'm talking about a 15, 20-point lead when you start out with somebody kicking their butts in the first quarter and slowly but surely the lead dwindles down. But anyway, I thought we did a great job of doing that. With 9 minutes left, we were up 9-2. We did a great job, like I said, of starting out with them. Now, what I was worried about was the most thing I was worried about with us is Shea, dude, stop turning the damn ball over, bro. I mean, it's almost like that he's putting so much pressure on himself that he's got to score, got to this, got to that, because we're missing everybody, that he's making careless mistakes with the basketball because he's like, okay, I'm going to score when the opportunity presents. But at the same time, when they come over, I'm going to try to make a pass. Well, now the defense is collapsing on him, making him try to throw that pass, and somebody stepping out the passing lane, or they're getting the hands of the ball because he's not tucking the ball when he got to go through the lane. If you want to know how to do it, check Michael, check Kobe. When they went through the lane, they always tucked the basketball because if you come down and slap it, all you're getting is arm. If the ball is out like this, they can come down and get the ball. But if it's tucked, there's no way you're going to turn the ball over and you're going to get to the foul line 90% of the time instead of that. But, I was really concerned about our turnovers in that first quarter. He was just turning the ball way too easily. But, the Thunder slowly just doing what we had to do on offense. And I love it. Like, when Shea is there, we're so methodical with the basketball. I mean, we're very patient. We move slowly because of the way he does. But at the same time, we've got to get more guys. Like I said earlier today, when he's on one side of the basket, whoever's on the baseline or the opposite side, as soon as he attacks, you have to drop because your man is going to turn his head and lose track of you because he's going to be sitting there watching what SGA's doing. And SGA is an excellent passer, and he'll be able to hit. But right now he's just going down and not even trying. He's just like, I'm just going to try to finish at the basket. I mean, every time I'm trying to make a pass, there's a turnover. So screw that. I'm just going to do it. So anyway, the end of the first quarter, Thunder 1 for 5 from 3, which is, I like that. Sometimes we were 2 for 10, 11, when we were shooting 40-something threes a game. But 1 for 5, I like the fact that, I was harping in the beginning. I started this live stream about us cutting down on our threes because we just don't have the three-point shooters. Cutting down on the threes, getting more transition basket, getting in a flow offensively. Then if you have a three, shoot it. But just because you have a three doesn't mean to. You can actually take it to the basket. You can actually score. You don't have to actually shoot threes every single time. Now, 52% field goal percentage. Why? Attacking the basket, full attack mode like we've been the last 10 or 12 games, but just not finishing at the basket. Today we were 24-24 at the end of the first quarter. They were 2 for 4. The same time we were. But, when the thing is, we made that run, we were up 19-12. All of a sudden we sub and we bring in Waters and Cricky, and then what does Highland do? He just goes off. And, they go on a 12-5 run to close out the first quarter. Like I said, I know this is all we got. I know, and Lindy's a good guy, and I know he shoots 51% from 3 and all of that in the G League, and Crutcher's a good your G League players. This is NBA. Those guys look at them and what they give you offensively that you give up defensively. And like I said before many times, it doesn't do you good to score 6 points if you're giving up 10 to 12. But we have what we have, and the good thing about these guys being on the bench or being hurt is you're going to know what you got. Now these guys have got plenty of tape. You got plenty of tape on Poku, who has played really well. You got plenty of tape on Baisley, who's played decently. Now, am I sold on either one of them? No, I'm not. Are they very good role players down the bench? Yes, they are. But do I need them to play starter minutes? No, I do not. But are they what we have right now? Yes, they are. And Poku just needs to slow down, play within himself, quit trying to do things that he's just not capable of. And a lot of times, what happens when SGA is not on the floor, which I'll discuss, what happened in the second quarter when he's not on the floor, we don't have scores. He plays all the first quarter, all the third quarter, 6 minutes the second quarter, 6 minutes the fourth quarter. And when he's not on the floor, we don't have anybody scoring. Then all of a sudden, the team starts putting pressure. All of a sudden, we go three, 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 three. All of a sudden, we got to shoot three. No, keep doing what you were doing. Anyway, in the second quarter, score was 24-24. I thought the Thunder did a great job. So then we come out the second half. We start out with Mann, Krejci, Sarr, Maladon, Krejci, Sarr, Maladon, and Waters. Now, my thing is this: Austin Rivers has killed us, and we've talked about that before, how he just killed us. So I was like, hey, we can't let him get off. We have to maintain our offensive flow. Don't get in a hurry. Don't start shooting a bunch of threes. Just be patient offensively. And if we'll do that, and then we can get out and get some transitional baskets off of our defense, getting the hands in the passing lane. Like I said, if you keep Denver in front of you and you make them be one-dimensional, make them force shots and do things they're uncomfortable with, that's going to lead to long rebounds and turnovers, get us out in transition, get us into a flow. Then we can shoot threes because you're in a flow. And that's exactly what happened. And in the second quarter, whatever, we had 12 points in transition. And what was that? Simply because we're getting our hands in the passing lane, getting our hands on the ball, long rebounds, doing good shots. And what were we doing? Finishing at the rim. Finishing at the rim. And when we do that, we're hard to beat. But I was also concerned because we were 10 for 14 from the free throw line. We would have had a bigger lead. We could have put them away. But instead, that did not happen. We did not put them away. They started scoring on us. They started shooting threes. We're shooting threes. They're coming back. They're knocking down threes. But what were they doing? They were taking advantage of us in I always talk about situational basketball. Okay? I look at matchups, and I say, okay, I got this guy. Who am I going to take advantage of? And that's exactly what they did in the second quarter. They just took advantage of our matchups. I mean, that's, when we had SGA, Waters, Baisley, Roby, and Maladon in there, with 6 minutes to go, we were down 34-41 when we brought SGA back in. And we ended up being 55-57 is what we ended up being at the end of the second quarter. Down 2 points, 55-57, down 2 points. We were 4 for 7 from three, shooting 44%. Now remember, the first quarter, we shot 50%. 52%, and we were down to 44. They were at 38%, and they shot 51. They were 3 for 8 from three. We were 4 for 7. But like I said, their 2-point percentage went up. Why? Because they were just taking advantage of us inside. They were just doing whatever they want because we just do not have that strong of a presence when we go to the bench. We just don't have the guys yet. Now, like I said, can we fix that? Sure. Sarr is a 7-footer. He did get his hands on some blocks to shots tonight. He did alter some shots. You having a 7-footer, and I don't care who you are. You're going to have a 7-footer if he's athletic and jump. It's going to alter what you're trying to do. Thunder did a good job of not giving up a lot of offensive rebounds, which we have in the past, which kills us against teams, is that we just give up offensive rebound after offensive rebound after offensive rebound. So, that being said, at halftime, the score is 55-57. We're down 2. We scored 24. Both of us scored the first quarter. Second quarter, they scored 33. We scored 31. And as I've said, what I liked about this is that, SGA had 14, Joker had 14. So our star, their star were even. How do we compare? Who else is going to step up? And that was Roby tonight, had 13 for the first half. And he stepped up big tonight. I really like what he did. Now the question is, can he continue to do that? Jury's out. I don't ever go by what somebody does in one game. Hell, you can have one good game, you can have 40, and then you'd have 5 the next, which seems like our role players can do. They'll go and they'll have a huge night, and then tomorrow night they come back and play, and they'll have 8. So if we can maintain that advantage with him scoring, I think it's going to help us quite a bit. But anyway, we come out of the third quarter. Of course, we have our same starting 5: SGA, Mann. Oh my God, my mind just went away. SGA, Mann, Baisley, Poku, and Roby. I don't know why I had that brain fart for a second. And don't say I'm old. None of y'all my friends. I don't want to hear that nonsense out of y'all. Don't say those words. But anyway, SGA man, Poku, Baisley, and Roby was the our original starting lineup, and I like it when we come back out and we start the same starting five the second half as we do the first half because everybody's gotten to a flow of where their position is, when their minutes are, and it just helps with the flow of the game. And I've talked about that on previous broadcasts, and you can go back on YouTube and check that out. So, but anyway, our interior defense is just straight up lacking. We're weak on this side. We're just not very physical. We just don't have the guys, and that's something that we've got to work on. We've got to get more players in. We've got to do a better job of that, of getting players to do more with that. We've got to do that. I mean, we've got to get some bigger bodies inside. That's one thing we're going to have to do, and I believe that we will. I'm not really worried about it that so much. But I love what we're doing as a team. We got off to a good start again. 16-10 run to start the third quarter, just like we went on a 9-2 run to start the first quarter. Thunder doing fantastic. We were very aggressive, which I like. We're attacking the basket, which I've talked about. We're cutting to the basket, not settling for threes, which I've talked about. We keep playing good, solid team defense, which I've talked about. So I liked everything the Thunder were doing. Plus, we've got our beast back, which helps us do a lot of things and makes everybody's life much easier when he's in the game doing what he has to do. So, but the thing is this, and I've talked about this, when he's in the game, we're so much more patient. Let's talk about SGA. We flow so much better. And then when you look at Krejci and Waters, they came in, they knocked down some shots finally. Like I said, Lindy's shooting 51% in G League. That's G League. That ain't this. But he did a good job tonight of scoring some points, even though he gave up a bunch. Highland was killing him every time he saw him. And that's their first-round pick. Now, our first-round pick is Josh Giddey. I'm going to take Giddey over Highland. But what I'm saying is, there are value to be made in the draft. Go get you some players in the draft. Go get you some players. Find some athletes who can score, who can finish, who can defend. That's what we need. We can't keep getting the same kind of guys. Whatever. I'm not gonna get off my soapbox on that. But third quarter, Thunder 7 for 11 for 3, 3 for 16 for Denver. All the shoot. What did they go? 44% as a field goal. Us 47. So first quarter, we're 52. Second quarter, we're 44. Third quarter, we're 47. What does that mean? 86-79 lead. How many points did we give up in third quarter? We gave up 22, and we scored 31. And remember, as long as SGA is there in the game, we can score 30 points. So you can't spell Thunder without the under, which my boy Drew always talks about. Drew Hinthorn for HuskerDrewPicks.com. You can't spell Thunder without the under. Well, the Thunder are going to start getting better, bro. I believe we're going to start that because once we get everybody back and now SGA is rolling, I think Dort will fit in and start coming in, shooting all those threes. He'll be able to be more patient and see where he fits in because that's the one good thing about sitting out. You get to watch the game and you get to figure out, where do I go? Where do I belong? Do I belong here? Do I belong there? And so I think that's going to be a good thing for them. Now, this was an interesting note when I was listening to the game. The Thunder are 13-5 when leading after three quarters. So, of our 20 wins, and at that time 19, so we're now 14-5. So, of our 20 wins, 14 of those have come leading after the third quarter. So, what does that tell you? That tells we're very good at finishing games. That's what that says. When you have a lead like that, that means you're very good at finishing games. So you're 14-5. That's in 19 games that you've won when leading after three. That's a huge stat. Because you got to remember, had we had SGA in there, there's at least 4 to 5 games I think we would have won that we lost without him that I think we would have won simply because we didn't have anybody to close out the games. So that being said, we go into the fourth quarter down up 7, 86-79. We start out the fourth quarter with Waters, Mann, Sars, Krejci, and Maladon. It's not my favorite five, but it is what it is. We have what we have, and so we just got to deal with that. And I thought we did a pretty good job Uh, the thing that I liked about what I saw after this group is that they maintained the lead. They did not give up the lead. We were doing a good job of keeping guys in front of us. I mean, those guys are going to score on us, but I thought that group did an exceptional job in the fourth quarter early, like maintaining the lead, staying in the game. Now, we were up 97-87 with 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go. There was a timeout by Coach D because there was a double technical on Waters and DeMarcus Cousins, and he calls timeout. I'm like, what the hell are you calling a timeout for to dispute that? Really? I mean, I know you're trying to give a team foul, but Lindy, well, why do we care about that? DeMarcus Cousins, that's what he does. He's known for that. He's going to lose his head. He's going to do a stupid foul. He's going to make somebody mad. He's going to try to create something. And what did he do? He took us out of rhythm by calling a timeout. And then within 2 minutes, the score was 99-98. So at 8:50, we were up 97-87, rolling. Coach D calls the timeout because of Lindy Waters. And all of a sudden, it's 6 minutes and 25 seconds later, which is 2 minutes and 25 seconds later, 2 minutes and 25. We went from being up 10 to up 2. They went on a 11-2 run on us because we had momentum, and you stopped our momentum because of that. It's Lindy Waters. He's a backup. Who cares? Now, if you're an SGA or something, yeah, I get that. But Lindy Waters, for him, with DeMarcus is crazy. We know this. The one thing I will say, if that's been what drove me crazy all this whole game, was I don't know how many times they scored. Like, we'd score, and then 5 seconds later, they'd be down the court and scoring us. We were horrible in transition defense. Or they'd miss, and boom, they score 5 seconds later, they're getting easy transition layups or easy transition jump shots. Our defense, where you guys at? Quit lollygagging back down the court. Get your butt back. Find your guy. Guard him. I was just, just watching that just wore me out. I mean, how you gonna let somebody score 5 to 7 seconds after you score? That's just pass, score. And that's simply because you're not getting back on defense. That just wore me out. I mean, But anyway, needless to say, sub in, brought in SGA back so we could stop the bleeding. SGA scored 9 points in the fourth quarter, which means he scored 9 points in about 4 minutes, because he didn't score the last minute and something of the game. So he scored 9 points in 4.5 minutes, stopped the bleeding, ended their run. It was over. Because once he's on the floor, it makes everybody else relax. Everybody doesn't have to feel like, oh my God, I got to score. I got to do this. I got to do that. Because when they made the run, we shot 3 straight threes. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on now. But that's what happens. They're scoring, and we feel like we got to get it. Well, guys, you aren't good enough to do that. But you don't have anybody in there to slow the ball, to grab the ball, because that's usually Josh in there slowing them down. Or SGA. Because like I've always said, you got to have one or the other. And now that's Terrence Mann and Maladon. He's got them both trying to take the place of Josh Giddey on the floor. And they're doing an okay job. I can't say anything about it. I mean, we're 2-2 since SGA got back. So clearly they're doing a good job. But that being said, Thunder's third straight road win. That's huge. I like that. We were 4 for 6 in the fourth quarter. They were 4 for 12. We ended up being 16 for 29. They were 12 for 46. That sounded like us. 12 for 46. That sounds like stuff we do. But what have we done? We've stopped shooting a bunch of threes. That is not our game. If we can keep the game close, if we can stay within 1 or 2 possessions, we have a chance to win the game, because we have SGA and he can get baskets. So the Thunder have to go back to that, giving the ball up to him and letting him score and letting him finish. But we can't shoot a bunch of threes because we're just not good at it. We got to pick our spots, get into a flow, get into an offensive rhythm. Then it's a lot easier to knock down the three because you're in rhythm. But when you go out there just trying to shoot it, not going to happen. So let's look at the scoring per quarter. We had 24, 31, 31, and 33. They had 24, 33, 22, 28. I mean, think about that for a second. That's good defense. Other than the second quarter. That's good defense. And if we can continue to do that, we can continue to make things messy. We have the big fella in there, SARS, in there doing a good job of trying to, break up shots here and there, block a couple shots, at least alter them at minimum. And then if he can score a little bit on the other side, but he has to have more than 4 or 5. He's got to have at least 8 rebounds. We need, for him, give me 6 points, 8 rebounds, a block and a half, 2 blocks. I'm golden with you, big fella. I don't need you to score. What I need you to do is block some shots, be an intimidating force, not getting pushed around. So what I want you to do is get your butt in the weight room, get bigger, get stronger, get you a nutritionist, have somebody help you or help you eat and put on some pounds, get a little bit stronger. Not necessarily pounds, but at least put on some strength, get stronger, be more physical. Because, you got the height, now you just got to get the body to match your height. And, that's a nice project for us. And, hey, there's a couple college guys you can go in there and get. And like I said, we'll talk about that. Once the season's over with, I'm going to evaluate every player that we have on the Thunder. And then I'm going to say, this is what we need. And here are the college players that are coming up. And who do I think that we should draft, or who do we need that I think that can help us get to the next level? Because that's one thing we need to have. So, anyway, Thunder, 119-107, third straight road win. Remember, 11 of our 20 wins on the road. Great job tonight, guys. Look forward to Friday night. I believe is our next game. Let me see. Friday night. Yes. We have a home game against the Timberwolves, the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, hey, everybody get out. Come enjoy the game. Let's watch the Thunder. Everybody get on board. Hey, let's do this, okay? Let's watch the Thunder. Hey, I'm so happy that we have a team. We're one of 30 cities that have one. And I said, our team is young. They're talented. They have a lot of good things going. So get out and support them, and let's take those 9 home wins, and let's get some people in the stands. Let's turn that to 21 games left. Let's make that 14 home wins. Let's do 5 of them at least, maybe 7. I mean, I don't want to be too rambunctious to get 10, but let's get 5 at least. And I'll tell you, the more people we have in the stands, the better it is for a young team, because it gives them support when they need it. So, anyway, Thunder, once again, improved to 20-42 with a 119-107 victory in Denver, in the Mile House City. Proud of our guys. Everybody be safe tonight. Peace out. See you tomorrow.